Also, shout out to them zesty abnormal types. Hey, hear me out. Hey, listen.
Please,
Listen.
just hear me out, please.
Gather round, children, as we dive into one of the greatest anime of all time. Attack. No, not Dragon Ball. I want to talk to you about
How I became the world's greatest hero.
Oh, hell no. And I love my hero. So as many of you know, Attack on Titan will be ending this year with Attack on Titan, the final season, the final special, part 2, Super XL Alpha Definitive Edition. So for those of you who know me, I know this isn't a video you were expecting, but if I'm gonna be a bit more personal on this channel, then I have to start discussing the things that I actually like about myself. That sounds bad. But I love anime. Hunter x Hunter, Bakemonogatari, Food Wars, the list goes on. So if you're interested in me talking about my favorite anime, then, you know, hit that subscribe button, you know? But now that list includes Attack on Titan, and let me explain why. First off, if you don't know what Attack on Titan is, then
Get your black ass out of here.
no, seriously, Attack on Titan is a story about a boy named Eren Yeager. After his hometown is destroyed by Titans and his mom gets turned into a Kit Kat, Eren vows to
Kill them all. Every last one.
Basic stuff. Now, disclaimer, this isn't meant to be a thorough breakdown of why this is the best anime of all time, or even why I think this is the best anime of all time. I don't think it is. It's just a mere explanation of my adoration for the series. There's a difference. I just want to let it be known. For all the One Piece fans in the back. Now, compared to many other shonen, Attack on Titan action isn't that much better or worse than any other anime. All right, I take it back. When Attack on Titan first aired, we seen some pretty brutal stuff, and I as a 14-year-old, I was pretty psyched about that. Not in a good way, but what made up for the copious amounts of bloodshed was even more bloodshed, but by none other than Captain Levi, one of the greatest characters in the show. Y'all seen Levi? If you haven't seen the show, you've seen at least a clip, something on TikTok, anything on YouTube of Captain Levi tearing up the Beast Titan. Imagine being so OP that, spoilers, that when the enemy's discussing their plan, they're like, hey, yo, there's this one dude. I was like, you gotta look out for. I'm just saying. The Levi versus the Beast Titan is definitely one of the best action pieces in modern anime, in my opinion. It's not even close, man. So you can keep your racially motivated fights and your Dragon Balls and your asthmatic swordsman. One of my favorite aspects of an anime, of any anime, is how well they manage their assortment of characters. The best example I can think of in any animation is Avatar: The Last Airbender, where although we don't see every main character all the time, we know that each of the main characters can pretty much carry their own episode or even their own arc by themselves. And I know for sure when it comes to Attack on Titan, this is very evident in the final season. Now, as a kid, I didn't really give much thought to him or any of the other background motherfuckers like Connie. I barely even liked Armin.
What the hell is wrong?
You know what, Aaron? Yeah, just fucking
Yo, shout out to Team 4-Star. The abridged version was fucking hilarious. Upon rewatching, I wanted to make it my intention to focus a bit more on the characters I didn't really know that were a problem at the time, such as Reiner, Annie, and Bertolt, or the Armored, the Female, and the Colossal Titans. But it's crazy though, like, because I started to care just a little bit more and more for each character. Although I didn't really know what was going to happen back then. Obviously, I didn't read the manga.
You need to leave.
But now that I know what they went through and how they felt, I understand them just a bit more. And that's kind of why Reiner's become one of my favorite characters in the show. I would say throughout the second and third season, you start to notice that Reiner is dealing with like a lot of emotional confliction, that he essentially comes to terms with it, I guess. And so I'm just glad that he came all the way back around. Same with Annie. Now that Reiner and Annie are back on the good side, everything just comes back full circle. All around, I think the entire cast of Attack on Titan is pretty solid. Minus Eren. As oddly as it sounds, I don't think Eren's a great main character. That's just me. Erwin goated, Hans goated, Levi goated. Also, shout out to them zesty abnormal Titans. You know, they kind of bad. You know what I'm saying? Hey, hear me out. Hey, listen.
Please, just hear me out, please.
Can we just take a moment to thank the creator for writing peak fiction? You know how some shows feel like just too surface level? I can't really describe the feeling, but some anime just have that backroom feeling. You know what I'm talking about? Every anime has the same classroom, but Attack on Titan seems to have what feels like centuries of lore. I mean, it literally goes back 2,000 years, but still. It's just the way they weave in the story, like everyone being connected via the coordinate, like past and future. It's just, I don't know a good definition of what the coordinate is. I just know what it is. I'm just a big fan of time travel. The scene where Eren's dad inherits the Attack Titan, spoilers, the dude who's about to give it to him, Eren Kruger, he was like, I think if I explain this correctly, Eren spoke through him and he was like, you gotta save Mikasa and Armin. And bro was so shook. I was like, oh shit, yo, this is sick.
That's why he's the GOAT.
No, but for real, with the ending of Attack on Titan coming around sometime, hopefully in 2023, I highly recommend you guys watch it. If you've already seen it, I highly recommend you rewatch it. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all pay more attention to stuff like the minute details more than I do. It's just like you see it from a different perspective when you focus on like, different characters, especially the enemies who are in the show, and you didn't know they were the enemies before, but now that you do, it's like, oh, you can actually see what they're doing. Definitely become one of my favorite anime of all time, which is crazy. Some of you may think it's a little overrated. Something in my throat. Now, to show my love, I have to buy a freaking skin because there's a crossover between Attack on Titan and Fortnite, and I have to buy a skin for Levi.
And this truth, know that we do this honesty, none of that lucrative music. I'm used to using all your hate to wake and bake. I'm making it while you was faking it, nigga. Bullshit. If you thinking you can catch me, nigga, at the schoolhouse yelling at the Zeffy, nigga, don't try to test the best.